to have with us a distinguished speaker whose name resonates with political reform, literary brilliance, and visionary ideas. Shri Vishwatma ji. Shri Vishwatma ji, formerly known as Bharat Gandhi, as our second speaker of the day, 3 and 14th speaker of the PYP Global Summit 2023. Vishwatma ji's illustrious profile showcases a multifaceted personality and a deep commitment to reshaping the democratic fabric of our society. As an accomplished author, he has penned several thought-provoking books, including Rediscovering Democracy, Password of Public Policy and Politics, Jnanopanishad, and Central Pillar of Democracy. Through this insightful writing, Shri Vishwatma ji has offered valuable perspective on governance, public policy, and the essence of democracy itself beyond his political pursuit. Shri Vishwatma ji's intellectual reaches far and wide. Moreover, Shri Vishwatma ji envisions a state machinery where the world government stands as an integral component, offering a fresh perspective on power structures and international consensus. To further his transformative vision, Shri Vishwatma ji founded the Voters Party International, a political party that has garnered support across the nation, particularly in the northeastern region of India. By remaining a voluntary bachelor and abstaining from personal bank accounts and assets, Shri Vishwatma demonstrates his unwavering commitment to his cause, with his followers graciously supporting his personal expenses. In recognition of his extraordinary persona and unwavering dedication, prominent newspapers and journals have recently hailed Shri Vishwatma ji as the best potential Prime Minister of India, following in the footsteps of esteemed leaders such as Shri Narendra Modi ji. As we embark on this enlightening journey with Shri Vishwatma ji, let us open our mind, embrace new possibilities, and explore horizon of democracy, governance, and human evolution. Once again, a warm welcome to Shri Vishwatma ji, as we absolutely excited to hand over the mic to you. Welcome, Shri Vishwatma. Thank you.
Welcome, Vishwat.
Thank you, by Hitesh ji or Kapil Chhabra Sahab, and by all other friends who are participating in this meet. And firstly, I would like to thank Mr. Hitesh Chandel ji to invite me, especially the Yug Parivartan team, to invite me to speak at this very unique occasion, at this very unique platform. Today, the subject of Yug Parivartan, or Golden Age, is a very wider subject. I think everything can be covered in this subject. So this is the beauty of the subject, and this is the problem of the subject also, because only retrospection can be possible. Anything cannot be explained in details. So I would like to just retrospect the ideas of Yug Parivartan, what I think, and a little bit I would like to say that Mr. Chandel and the Yug Parivartan team, some people think that this is very utopian idea, and what is bound to not happen any time is utopia. But I think if you will think the utopian map of a building, only then you can build a building. If a map of utopian building will not come in your mind, then definitely your building never will come on existence. So the utopia means our imagination power. This is another facet of the utopianism, that if you don't have any imagination power, it means you have no any effort, ability and potential of creation. So I appreciate all the efforts in which manner it is made by the Yug Parivartan team. I appreciate all the efforts and all the team members who are doing a very unique work and by very pious objectives. Now, the first thing I think we should know that why the Yug Parivartan is needed. I think the people think a building is needed, a law is needed, a constitution is needed, a particular a small state is needed. The people think like in this manner. But why the Yug Parivartan is needed? I am completely agree with Yug Parivartan team that less than Yug Parivartan is not needed. Only the Yug Parivartan is needed because in the present scenario, in the present time, a very wider change, a wider transformation and wider revolution is required. Very small changes or small amendments in the laws, in the constitution will not solve the problems of the humanity. So, firstly, I would like to congratulate all the Youth Parivartan team to take this very Herculean job as a mission of their life. Now, I would like to say that there is three reasons because which are responsible that the Yug Parivartan is needed. The first is about major part of humanity or human population. The majority is in economic slavery and in political slavery. Even in this age of very vast production, maximum population of the world is living in very miserable situation. The product, especially the food grains, are transported to destroy, but the food grains are not given to the public to consume. This is the contradiction because the Yug Parivartan is needed. And the second, the people like me, like Hitesh Chandelji and many people participating this conference, this online program, they deserve the quality and ability and potential to represent the public on the forum of the state. But they cannot win the election because they cannot manage money of 20 or 50 crores during the elections. So it is reserved that all the people, all the enlightened people, actualized people and realized people and capable people are bound to live outside of the parliament. It is the reservation given to all the people who are working and living in right manner. That is why the Yug Parivartan is needed. And the second thing, in the whole world, maximum population, ज़्यादातर जनसंख्या, they are in mental unrest. वो मानसिक problem है. They are not feeling peace in their mind. That is why the Yug Parivartan is needed. And the last third point is the maximum people of the world are misguided by the religious beliefs, by the beliefs related to God. That is why the unrest in society, the war in society, the riots in society is observed generally. That is why the Yug Parivartan is needed. I think we, the people, a very small group in this country, we are working for the changing the religious beliefs, the notion of the God. For this purpose, I have written a very big book, a voluminous book that is called The Zero Path. You have heard the allopath and homeopath, but the zero path is the specific my idea to treat the God, not to human being. But this is not the day that we should not explain the details about the zero path. And for the second thing, the mental unrest, जो मानसिक अशांति की प्रॉब्लम को दूर करने के लिए, to solve the mental unrest, we need a new value system, we need a new education system, we need a new character building tips, so that the old ideas regarding the values, regarding the human culture, they are creating the problems for human being and they are causing for the mental unrest. That is why in the present age, we the people are trying to open the schools at local level and a organization is already working in this field that is called a National Foundation for Education and Research. We are trying to give the new education system, not only the system, but its content, its examination process, its assessment system, all these things are related to education. And the third point, where we talk there, the political system and our economic system is also responsible for many problems which the humanity, especially the Indian citizens, are facing. So, for the change in political system, for change in economic system, I have written many books. We cannot explain today in details, but just I want to introduce that the new political system and the new economic order we have proposed by voluminous books and a lot of works, and we are creating a very huge number of speakers. By training them, we have reached about 1 lakh people to whom we have taught earlier, and we are trying to increase this number day by day. And so far as the matter of the concern that the Yug Parivartan, the people think that everybody will become perfect, only then he will enjoy the life. And if he will become the perfect, then only he can cooperate the society. I think this concept was given first by the Sri Aurobindo. He talked a lot about the supramental concept. The concept of supramental means he was trying and he was hoping that one day will come when all the people of this globe, all the human beings, become the self-actualized and self-realized, and they will become the supramental. I think this is also very like of utopianism. We think that if the people, a majority of the people are not actualized, they are not realized, they are not even identified self, even they did not assess themselves, even then they should enjoy their life. That is why we should make a political order, we should make a new economic system, we should create a new value system, we should create a new notion of the God, and especially the science of the creation, so that those people can enjoy their life who are not much intellectual, who are not much wise, who are not actualized and self-realized. So I think this way, if we will think that one day will come that everybody will be supramental, everybody will be realized and actualized, self-actualized, I think, to my mind, this day will never come. And if we will wait that day, it means we will not create a system by which the other people, especially the majority of the society, can enjoy their life. So I think, especially to my mind, I think the golden age will come. The golden age will come when those people can enjoy this life, their life, and those people can live comfortably in this world, in this society, who have failed the competitive exams, who are not very much intellectual, who are very less intellectual. I think at that time, if we will be able to create that very system, then only we can think that the global age has come. Although it is a very respective matter, you can say that the Mr. Ambani and Adani are there, they are living in the global age, golden age, and they don't need the Yuga Parivartan. Some people are in present they are living in global golden age. In past many people have lived their life in golden age. In future many people will live in golden age without coming the golden age. So to my mind, I think if we can offer, we can propose, we can create, we can install a new political and economic system, and also the value system in which all the people, the majority of the people can enjoy their life, that will be the real golden age. And that type of yug parivartan is needed for the society, not for India, but our whole world. I think, to my mind, the problem, where is the root cause of the problem? The root cause of the problem is the notion of the God. भगवान के बारे में जो सोचा गया इतिहास में, उसमें जो गलती थी, the error in the concept of the God, what was discovered and propagated in past, that error is responsible for the present problems. Because the sovereign word comes from religion. It is not the word of the politics. It is not the word of political science. The sovereignty has come from the religion, and the sovereign word is related directly with the existence and the notion of the God. If there is problem in the notion and concept of the God, then all the problems carried out in the field of the politics. That is why if you want to amend the system, especially the political and economic system, you will have to start with the correcting the notion and concept of the God. That is why I appreciate Mr. Hitesh Chandel and Yug Parivartan team. They have taken this concept of the God. They are already working thereon. It is the good thing. Some people think that the religion should be disconnected with the politics. समाज का राजनीति धर्म से कोई रिश्ता नहीं होना चाहिए, वो बात तो ठीक है. ये वैसे ही बात है कि जीन्स से और जेनेटिक्स से हमारा कोई रिश्ता नहीं होना चाहिए. धर्म तो हमारे जीन्स में घुसा है. The religion is working in our genes, in our chromosomes. So all the problems which is already lying in the religion, that are creating the problem in society, that is creating problem in politics, that is creating problem in constitutional structure, that is creating problem in economic order. So the word religion, sovereignty, and all these things, especially the state, the word state, the concept of the state is directly connected with the concept of the God. If there is no concept of the God, there is no state. Some people are trying to disconnect the concept of the state with the God, but it is not happening. And even in the secular states in the Europe and some other states which claim that they are the secular, I don't think that they are secular, because of if you will pray the God in morning and evening, and you will become the PM or MP and MLA, and you will say that I am the secular, it is not possible. If you are practicing your religion in your personal life, then your behavior, your acts, your output of your life will be not secular. That is why I think we should rethink about the secularism, but we should not think that I am opposing the secularism. In fact, I am in favor to coin the new terminology to communicate the pious portion of the secularism. So, if we think that our state should be secular and our social behavior should be secular, then definitely a major change in the field of religion, in the field of spiritualism, and also in the notion of the God is required. And that is the subject of the Yug Parivartan. And I think due to a mistake in the notion of the God, the concept of the citizenship is distorted. Today, the people think that if the Vishwatma born into Mumbai, then he is the citizen only of India. If I born in Mumbai, then I will be a citizen of only India. But I love the Pakistan. I love the Europe. I love the Australia. I love the Canada and US. I love the whole earth. But I am the citizen of India. The certificate which is granted by the state, it is the beyond, it should be the beyond jurisdiction of the state. Just similarly, if it is my freedom to choose the religion, similarly, it is our freedom, it is the jurisdiction of the public to choose the citizenship. If I love to be the whole globe, so my citizenship should be global. It should not be Indian citizenship. So the change in the rules and regulations in the citizenship is required. It is the subject of the Yug Parivartan. The democracy. In the democracy, where 90% people are living the miserable life, the majority is in miserable life. They are leading the miserable life, and it is called the democracy. How you can say this is the democracy if the majority is not having the food to eat? In India, 80 crore people are living on the food grains given by the government. Or if 80 crore people are living on the food of the government, then how you can say that a democracy is in practice in the India? So we need to change the concept and notion of the democracy. This is the subject of Yug Parivartan. Similarly, the concept of the country, concept of the nation, not one country may be 230 in world, but nation is one. The whole world is nation, because in which concept, in which parameters the India is nation, on the same parameters, the whole world is already nation. But we are very habitual to use the wrong terminology to communicate the right things. So we should correct our terminology, and we should rearrange the concept and the terminology communicating to concepts. Similarly, the development. We say that very good development, GDP is growing. What is GDP and why it is the development? If 80% are not able to eat even the food grains, they don't have the bread to eat, then how you can say the GDP is growing? If the GDP is growing, it is going to 7 to 9 to 11 to 13 to 14 to 15. It means this is not communicating the health, the development position of the public. If your index of the GDP is not communicating the economic health of the public, it means your parameters of GDP is completely false and misguiding. The evolving a new concept and new index for the GDP is also the subject of the Yug Parivartan. And similarly, today we are living in very political superstitions. We think only the superstitions are working in the field of religion. Superstitions are working in the field of the politics also. This is working in the field of economics also. If one servant, a servant wears a good shirt, then we are jealous. We are not able to digest that why a servant, a laborer is wearing a very good shirt, a very good pant, he is going by bike. Why? We are jealous. It means it is our economic and political superstitions. If we think that we are much wise and we are entitled to get a lot of the resources, then why a laborer? Why not a laborer is entitled? It is also our superstition. Today, in this age of machines, the maximum works are done by the machines. The maximum production is created by the machines. Now the
AI, the artificial intelligence, going to replace even the intellectual people from the economy, to the drivers, to doctors, to engineers, to advocates, to judges, to even to teachers. All these sectors of service sector going to be eliminated in coming days. So the machines are working maximum, and maximum GDP is created by the machines. So the GDP created by machines should be distributed equally among all the citizens of the world, and at least in first phase in all the citizens of the India. We should not think that why should we give free to anybody. The Prime Minister said that the politicians are offering the freebies. Why freebies? The interest is freebies, the house rent is freebies, the rent of machine is freebies, the inherited property is freebies. There are a lot of legalized freebies. We think then only the freebies should not be given to general public, but the freebies should be given to rich people, especially those people who are much intelligent and they are having much capital to for production. So I think all these political superstitions must be eliminated. And if we think, if the inheritance right, unlimited inheritance right, Dhirubhai Ambani died and the whole property of 1,50,000 crore rupees transferred to their sons, two sons, and they got without 1 lakh crore rupees, 1.5 lakh crore rupees, without test, without examination, by the law. And it is said that it is not freebies. If father is giving something to their son without test of work, without condition of work, it is exactly freebies. But you can say this is the legalized freebies. I think if the freebies, the legalized freebies are correct, then some more freebies like votership law should be made, so that the gross domestic freebies should be shared to everyone, to everybody. So, my friends, I think in today's life, a lot of change is required. Today, very contradictory laws are in existence. A law of WTO, World Trade Organization, which facilitate the movement of the goods and services globally without any restriction. But they are not allowing the public, the human being, to move globally. Means my shoes is free to move globally, but not the bearer of the shoe. Vishwatma is not free to move globally, but Vishwatma's shoe is free to move globally. What a contradictory age we are living in. So today in the age of social media, that created by mobile, the Sita is living in Germany and Ram is living in India. They are loving by the Skype window, but they cannot marry because they don't have much money so that they can get the visa and passport. It means only the rich people are entitled to marry with their choice. But those middle class people and lower class people, they are not allowed to get married with their choice. They are bound to marry only within their country. This is also contradiction. This is the subject of the Yug Parivartan. My friend, there are a lot of things in this very short time. We cannot take all the things, but I have indicated that there are a lot of problems. There are a lot of problems which are required to amend, to change, to correct. Similarly, one another things, just I want to conclude by saying the very contradiction. The role of opposition in democracy. Opposition is required in the country, but opposition is not required in my family. When my wife becomes the opposite to my mother, then the peace goes from the family. And this opposition is required in the country. So we think again about the matrix and the format of the democracy, what we have taken from the West. The democracy which is imported from the West is not serving our country, even it is not serving the West. It is not serving the humanity. We should originally think and we should restructure the democracy, the state, the citizenship, the sovereignty, the concept of the sovereignty, the concept and the notion of the God. All these things are required. That is why I appreciate the global Yug Parivartan team, that they are working on these issues. They are not thinking that my locality should be very clean. Also, it is required that locality should be clean. My village, my ward should be clean. But the whole world should also be clean. So, it is also, I also appreciate all the things, all the acts, all the projects, all the planning, all the strategy, and also I am offering my contribution, my help, my cooperation in future with the Yug Parivartan team. And finally, I would like to offer my thanks to Yug Parivartan team and the efforts, especially the efforts which is created by one man entirely, Mr. Hitesh Chandel. I think he is the man of the made by the machines and by the some especially computerized things. I don't see how one person can work a lot of things. It is not possible by me. So I think if Hitesh Chandel is working for the Yug Parivartan, it is understood that something is inherent. कुछ तो अंदर है. अगर जिराफ ऊपर तक के पत्तियां खाने के लिए गर्दन उठा रहा है तो इसलिए उठा रहा है उसकी गर्दन लंबी है. लेकिन बकरी इतने के गर्दन इतने लंबी नहीं है कि ऊपर उठा ले. बकरी अपने तरीके की युग परिवर्तन करे, जिराफ अपने तरीके का युग परिवर्तन करे, सभी लोग अपने अपने तरीके का युग परिवर्तन करें और सब लोग एक दूसरे से कोऑपरेशन में रहें. किसी एक दूसरे को नीचा दिखाने और अपने आप को ऊंचा बनाने वाली फीलिंग से अलग होकर के काम करें तो वाकई मेरे को लगता है कि युग परिवर्तन होगा. मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा कि आप सब लोग मुझे बड़ी शांति से यू लिसन मी वेरी पेशेंटली और युग परिवर्तन टीम के लोगों ने मेरे को यहाँ बुलाया इस मंच पर. मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा और मेरे को लगता है इन फ्यूचर हम लोग मिल करके वाकई युग परिवर्तन करेंगे. मुझे अगर मैं कुछ ज्यादा वक्त ले चुका हूं तो मुझे आप माफ करिएगा. धन्यवाद. थैंक यू.
नहीं, बिल्कुल भी ज्यादा वक्त नहीं लिया है, बल्कि हमें ऐसा लग रहा है अभी और भी बहुत कुछ सुनना है आपसे. तो एक डेडिकेटेड सेशन तो बनता है 2-3 घंटे का जिसमें हम और डिटेल में इन चीजों को जानें. अभी हम कुछ क्वेश्चंस को ले लेते हैं ऑडियंस से. एंड बिफोर दैट आई वुड रियली लाइक टू थैंक यू टू स्पेयर योर टाइम एंड जॉइन अस ड्यूरिंग द समिट टुडे एंड शेयर योर व्यूज रिलेटेड टू युग परिवर्तन, especially related to the need of the Yug Parivartan, which is very well emphasized by you, because unless we understand that there is an underlying need, even the first step towards achieving that cannot take place, right? And as I mentioned during the previous speaker session also, that necessity is the mother of invention. If there is a need to save this planet, we have to do all the efforts to save that. And there is also a saying that extraordinary situations require extraordinary efforts. So as of now, if we see from the reports of United Nations also, which is the biggest scope organization in the world today, even they are saying that the disasters are on their way sooner than later. And situation is really very extraordinary. So it requires an extraordinary effort which may go beyond the thinking of bureaucracy, go beyond the thinking of the political parties, and even go beyond the thinkings of various religions and spiritual gurus. It is really a time to think like God, to think as a Messiah, to think as an avatar, that assume if you are given the accountability of saving the entire humanity, what would be those efforts that you will do? Right? So if we take a higher cause, we automatically start thinking in a higher way. So right now the situation is not to do any patchwork, as you have also mentioned in your speech, that some changes here and there would not do the needful. It is time to think about utopia and do all the efforts to achieve that utopia. And what we believe is that if we are not chasing utopia, if we are not chasing an ideal thing, we are definitely chasing an unideal thing. So even if we have 100% achievement, we will end up with achieving an unideal world. So it is always better, we should not think whether we should be able to achieve it or not. Let us put this intent in front of the universe that yes, we want to achieve the golden age, and we all human beings are together into it. Today, maybe a handful of people or few thousands or lakhs people are thinking about the golden age creation. Tomorrow it can become you say viral. A small virus can spread into entire world and bring oneness into various countries. So why not the good things can also spread? So with this intent, the Project Yug Parivartan team is moving forward, and we are very clear and hopeful and even confident that we will be able to achieve. And we definitely need your support, your party's support, and all the followers to come together to create this golden age for the entire humanity and by the entire humanity. So with this, I would like to take some questions from the audience. They have put their questions in the chat box. I'll read it for you. One question has come related to Voters Party International, which is founded by you. That what is the role of Voters Party International and how can it contribute in building a golden age? And also add to this question, a very interesting one. What is international in your party's name? Because this creates a curiosity that how could a political party be international? We really wish that world government be formed and a constituency of the United Nations should also be there in every part of the world. And the political party can also fight elections in other countries also. And you have done, like you have started with it. This name itself, in fact, I was also attracted towards you and your political party during initial phase due to this word international. So please douse our curiosity and
firstly, I would like to take the first part of the question, that how the Voters Party International will contribute with this mission of the Yug Parivartan. In fact, especially the political part, which can be done by the parliament, by the jurisdiction of the parliament and by the state. That very part is taken by the Voters Party International, and the other part which is related to religion and which is related with the personality development and self-actualization and self-realization, this is not the jurisdiction of the Voters Party International. Especially the mission for global change is working for the individual development of the human, similarly like the PIP which work. And the second thing, second part of the question, that why international word? In fact, we should ask the other parties, why your party is not international? Why Congress is not international? Why BJP is not international? Why other political parties ruling in the country are not international in this international age? Especially after 1994, the economy has become the global. Now the Company Act is amended in 2013. In 13, the Company Act is amended. Now the companies can open their branches in all the countries of the world. But it was not possible before 13. So if the economy is global, then why not the parties should be global to regulate the global economy? What is the role of the political parties? The role of political parties is to regulate the economy according to social justice, according to economic and political justice. If the economy is global, that is governed by the World Bank, that is governed by WTO,
that is the governed by the IMF, then what the local parties are doing? In fact, the jurisdiction of the economy is global. That is why the global parties and international parties are required in the whole world. The first international party is registered in the India, that is called the India Voters Party International. And this discussion took 6 month long debate in Election Commission of India. They said that we will not register the international party, and this word you will have to change. I said that I will go in Supreme Court and I will argue personally in the court that the present political parties has become irrelevant. They are just joking. They are just misguiding the people. They are not doing their job, and it is not possible to do their job because the economy has gone at the world level. So the political parties and the government should also go at the world level. It is the beginning done by the Voters Party International.
Wonderful, wonderful. This is definitely a need, and I have posted in the chat box that we need Bharatiya Janata Party (BJP) to upgrade to Vishwa Janata Party (BJP), yes, and Indian National Congress to upgrade to World International Congress something, yes, and Aam Aadmi Party to not just focus on Aam Aadmi development. Even if there are Khas Aadmi in their constituency, it is their responsibility too. So they should be upgraded to All Humans Party, right? AHP. So this is the thinking, global thinking that we should bring in. And the next question is related to that only. That is it possible, Mr. Kailash has asked this, is it possible to dissolve the boundaries of all nations and make one world?
It is possible gradually. It is not possible abruptly. It is possible similarly, like the boundaries are dissolved in European Union. So firstly, the whole world will come in the few unions, like 5 or 6 or 7 unions. And boundaries will be dissolved within the unions, and the territory of the union will be intact. Then in second phase, the boundaries of the union will start to dissolve. So it will happen definitely in coming days, because of by phone, all the Americans are connected with Indians. Whole world, citizens of whole world, the people of whole world are connected by phone without any expenditure. They are talking mutually, but the state machinery is not allowed to meet them. So always the structure of the state follow the rule requirement of the public. So it will happen, and very soon it will happen. Don't think it will take 100 years.
Yes, definitely it will happen. And just to mention about an initiative in which Vishwatma ji and PYP are together, it's One Nation Earth. An initiative called as One Nation Earth, which is also working on global oneness design. So we all are connected through that. So all good initiatives are joining hands together in various different ways to create a synergy, which will bring, as Vishwatma ji has rightly said, which will bring us to the golden age, to the world government, to the oneness sooner than what general people can think, right? So definitely it will happen. So thanks a lot, Vishwatma ji, for sparing your time, and we look forward to have you in one-to-one session through PYP Talks platform, in which we invite only one person on a day and give them 2-3 hours and ask, like first they explain their concept and then we ask questions. Thanks a lot. Namaskar, Vishwatma ji. Thank you. I hope each